Hey everyone, so just give me 1 second, just housekeeping stuff. Uh, just 1 second, let me put. Hey, hi everyone, hope everything are good at your side. I hope you are able to hear my voice. Let me just test it out. Yes. So if you have any question or something like that, just put in the comment. And if you're just visiting, say hi. Okay, so Bubble has come with the new pricing that they are working for more than a year. I think last year 2021, 2022, they released their new pricing, and due to the backlash they get from the community, and then they roll back their pricing and start working on the new pricing. And I think they spend a numerous hours of the engineers, the product manager, the CEOs, CTOs, and all. And also this time they involve a lot of community members, already before releasing the new pricing, they already involve the bubble expert like JJ. I think uh, Jubair, I think I forget the name. Plus, there's a team who work on the bubble security for Flux, and then many more. Gary John, if you don't know, like a bubble build camp founder. All these people are already knows what is coming. I'm just guessing from their social activities. I have not talked to them and asked them are they involved or not. So take this as a pinch of salt. So how you like it? There's a lot of clutter going on the bubble forum, Twitter. I'm tweeting from last 2 hours a lot. Okay, so let's put all the people opinion, everything aside, and let's first read it. What exactly the bubble pricing it have? Okay, so let me just open it. Okay, so this is the bubble blog, and this is the bubble forum. Just open the bubble forum. Yes. This is the announcement that they have done. Yes, so this is a Bubble Forum post that they have put it out, and after that they have put a blog, this blog. So we are going to read in depth and actually understand like what is the core of that bubble pricing change and everything. And we are not in very hurry. If you are in very hurry or something like that, there's a lot of Twitter posts are there. You can make a decision and everything. But we actually going to deep dive into this and see how exactly it turned out and how exactly uh, you can get benefit and how you are going to impact like positive, negative, and what. Okay, let's read the forum post where we have announced the pricing. Okay, So that, as I mentioned, they are working from last March 2022, and there a lot of engineers also are involved in this. By we changing, these are their main goal. That's why they want to change, introduce a pricing model that allows them to scale on the platform without the risk of being throttled. I think that comes from the fear when people say no code is not scalable. I think that they want to remove that thing. So as you scale your platform, your uh, no code is able to support that. And your Bubble long-term success as a platform so that we can continue support. Okay. Second thing is Bubble profitability. Bubble should remain a profitable so that they will remain long as a like a they will provide a long-term success. Okay. We are replacing our current users-based metric capacity with a new. Okay. So they launch or introduce new like a users based metric because if you remember old pricing will be like, okay, in free plan you will get a 2 capacity or like 0.5 capacity. In a personal plan you will get a 2 capacity, and a professional plan you get a 4 capacity. So I'm not very sure number of the capacity, but it is termed the capacity, and no one really knows what that capacity actually means, like how much RAM, how much CPU, like you know actually for that capacity. All are just assumption, guesswork was there. So, and also, if you have any question in between, just comment on the chat section, and then I will reply. Okay, we have introduced this in the since then we improve the scalability of our system. Where we wish to track. Okay, this paragraph basically saying, but a very interesting thing. There's a couple of apps, or like there's a small chunk or app that is using Bubble lot of infrastructure. Infrastructure basically means they're AWS servers. They are yeah, primary AWS server, and also their DBA and all. But they are giving them a fixed amount, like whatever they are pricing. I forget the pricing. I think approx 500 or something like that. They have a fixed pricing. Even they using a like a 10x of the what normal people use, still they are paying the same pricing. That's their main problem, I feel. This change also for fundamental long-term services, which what we didn't try. Okay, so this basically paragraph means they introduce let's understand why they have introduced a capacity as a parameter to limit the app, because they wants to improve the performance of our system, which is, and also they focus on day-to-day basis. Your user will not hit the capacity. That basically opposite to what they think. That is opposite to the standard bubble engineer incentive basically, because the more bubble engineer will work, they will more focus on the user will not hit the capacity. If that is their incentive, then if user is not hitting the capacity, then why will they upgrade it at a very first place? That's the whole concern there. So now this is the second problem. Now they involve a workload. Workload, what is the workload? We will come to that. And in general, they have increased the 10% pricing increase. Okay. Okay. The next thing is your old app, whatever you are paying right now, will remain for 18 months. So you are not going to upgrade for the next 1.5 years. That's a good thing actually. Thanks, Baba. Okay, the second thing is they will flag your app has not been optimized yet. So you got a 18 month to optimize your current app so that it will not hit 90%, 95% of the workload. And also they analyze on an average we are able to reduce compensation by 30 to 40% pretty quickly without degrading the user performance. So basically means just by quick changes they are able to reduce the workload by 30 to 40%. So that's a use. Okay, so they are so standard thing we are here to help you price changes to the legacy. From the May 1st, these new pricing will come. So what are the new pricing? They I think they explain in their blog. Yes. So this is the blog and this is their new pricing. Let me just open the old pricing also. That will like fair comparison. Old pricing. So this is their current pricing, and this is their bill. Just close. This is their new pricing. So your free plan remains free plan, like that only. Development API connector, component library, one app ID, 25K workload unit, 30 minute of server logs. So just 1 second. Yes, this is much better. I think on a free plan you can call the API. I don't know why they have not checked it, but I think API basically means API calling from the API connector that you can do. I have done it and I never face any problem. And this is the new pricing. When I increase the okay, and what is the next change? 30 minutes of server logs. I think what is the case of support logs? As usual, 30 minutes. They have not clarified how much file storage you will get. Earlier it was 500 GB on the free plan, but on the new plan, I don't think uh, any detail. Maybe it will come later. They are mentioning a longer retention of server logs, but here they are saying 30 minutes of server logs. Earlier also they are on the 30 minute of server logs. But interesting thing, you cannot data backup and restore, but with the new free plan you can. Uh, Database backup. So this is I think a very good, and also the version backup. So that is also I am interesting because till right now there is no version backup in case of the. I think version backup basically means not very clear on the what the version backup basically means here. But if you know, let me know. Okay, now move to the second plan. That is our standard personal plan. So now they've increased that to 32, and if you are going for the yearly plan, that is 29. And interestingly, it's a 29. Oh, okay, that is a standard 10% increase that they have said. Ki, okay, on every plan they are increasing 10%. So that is that. And also they put a restriction of 175 workload unit per month. So I am not very sure how much you can get with that 175 workload unit and how much is comparison to uh, bubble capacity with the basic server capacity they used to say. So what is their difference between them? So that is quite we need to see in the like in coming days. I think more bubble will come up with the more what exactly workload unit. Stay there. We are going to talk more about the what is exactly the workload and everything because they have written a log over that. Okay, the pretty much everything basic version detail, recursive workflow, and every custom domain live app. 2 days of server log. So that's interesting. Earlier there used to be 24-hour server log. Now that is a 48 hours. So that is a huge changes. And also file storage is more or less same. I think growth. So oh sorry, starter plan. Starter plan they just change the name of that plan starter from the personal plan. And I think file storage remains the same 10 GB. They have not mentioned here, but I think if they have not mentioned, it basically means that only. Okay, now comes to next plan. That is just 1 second. Let me just drink some water. Next is growth plan. So I think that is equal to the professional plan. Standard 10% increasement on that plan. Now still you get a two app editor. Basically two collaborator you can. This is the same as last one. Up to two. Yeah. That is more or less remains same. Premium version control. So need to check what is the difference between the basic version control and premium version control. So that is also interesting because recently Bubble introduced a new version control. So that is also very interesting. What is the difference between the basic and premium? Two-factor authentication you got in the starter plan also. 10 custom branch. I think in that, how many branch you are able to make? Multiple type branch, three. So that is super increase from 3 to 10. So people who work in a team environment and also start a new branch for every new feature and all for them that is a good. But growth have a 250K workload unit. So that is interesting because the starter have a 175 that cost you $32 per month. On the same time, growth is 134. I think approx 3x. But the workload unit are more or less like that is 175. That is 250. Approx 75K more. Just a 1.5x. I think yeah, if my math is correct. Only 1.5 and pricing increase to 3x. That's uh, and also more or less everything is 20 GB file storage, 14 days. Same lock, same is there. Load capacity, yes. So Bubble now come with that workload add-ons. You can purchase the workload add-ons on top of these plans. So I will go into that detail later. Now comes to the team plan. So they introduce a new plan that is costing $399. More or less same. Instead of a two editors, a five editor sub app feature, 25 custom branch, 500K. Same thing. They have increased their by comparison to growth with the team. It's a 3x pricing, but workload units are 2x only, and that two comparison to only growth. If we comparison starter to the team, you have a 10x of the price, but more or less 3x of the workload units. So that is quite interesting. I don't know why they have done it. Okay. Now, and one more interesting the server logs. Oh, they have a production plan. Oh, I just forget the production plan. Okay, in the production, I think that is more or less same. The production plan is more or less same with team plan, and now they increase the server logs to 20 days instead of a 14 days. That is a standard. I think file store is more or less same. 50 GB. Okay, that is a comparison of the their plan. If you want to go custom plan, dedicated stance and all, you need to contact them. And then they have an agency plan. I think agency plan also increase like I think used to be $75 per month. I'm not very sure. Now they increase 85. That is approx 10% of increasement. More or less everything is same. that have a 150K workload unit. Understandable because these are particular for dApps to build an app and all. So, but interesting thing is they are very way less than your starter plan. Starter plan have a 175K workload unit. Agency only have a 150K workload units. So that is something I don't know why. And also this premium version control, basic version control, I don't really know what exactly. Okay, a closer look at the bubble new plan. The same thing, the performance, clarity, predictability. There's no predictability literally. When you have this much of workflow and you don't really know how, how that workflow going to count, so there's no such predictability. Flexibility, yeah, flexibility is there. If you are if you want to like only required your increased workload unit, you can buy the add-ons. So they have a add-ons of like these tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. Tier 1 costing $29, so that comes with 200K workload unit more. So if you have a like a starter plan and you buy one more $29, so that become a 375 workflow unit. And I really don't know what all you can do with that 375 workflow unit. Like, is it sufficient, not sufficient? I really don't know. We need to more dig deeper and all. But interesting thing, I'm just looking at $99 plan. It's a 75 750K, but again that is going to increase your existing plan. I'm assuming most people need to buy a starter plan plus tier 2 plan to make any good app and all. So I'm just assuming that is a just assumption. Okay, okay, we got one comment from Taslim Mughal. ब्रो बबल की वीडियोस बना के एक ऑर्डर से एक प्लेलिस्ट बना दो काइंडली स्टार्ट से एंड तक देखने में कुछ एक्सपर्ट हो जाएंगे ब्रो यू जस्ट नीड टू गो टू माय प्लेलिस्ट इज ऑलरेडी अ प्लेलिस्ट इन हिंदी स्पेसिफिकली go to my channel, go to playlist, and there is a playlist. I think 20 videos there. You can see from the starting to the end. Okay, so next thing is looking ahead, free to build and affordable to launch. Okay, transparency, clarity, and visibility. Providing super fast loads for the better. Okay, one thing they are promising, they will more all this pricing will give them more bandwidth to work on the page load, better performance, better DB performance, and all, and also the search engine optimization. So that is interesting how they come up with, even with the new pricing and all, because we already know search engine optimization not very good with the bubble. Page load is also not very good with the better performance. So let's see how that goes. Building mobile apps. So let's see how that comes. Improving plugin editor and marketplace to increase plugin builder to increase. I don't know what they're going to change. This is the standard now. Whenever someone increase the pricing, they say, okay, this is pricing going to benefit us in long term and all. They're going to work on this thing. And but yes, eventually their team become now free, who is working from last 1 year on this pricing. So these people, these sources will put their time on other features and all. Hope bubble comes with. Okay. Now understand what is the workload. What exactly that means basically. Okay. Are you feeling you are getting too much? If you have any question or something, just ping me and I'm happy to answer it. Uh, Let me just see if I got any message on. I, okay, come back to. Okay, they introduce a new thing called workload expense. Now we will read it what exactly it is. In this post, we will go, okay, what is workload? Workload is the metric that measures the work that Bubble does to power your app. In other words, the Bubble way of quantifying underlying activity your app does it. Workload is measured in the workload unit as a monthly basis, and it captures a variety of activities that cover. Okay, okay. So basically, workload unit is kind of, for example, I'm building an app on Bubble. How much power I'm Bubble is allocating to my app from their own server. So, kind of way to quantify that basically. I'm using 100 unit, I'm using 200 unit, I'm using 300, or my friend is using 1000 unit or something like that. So, that is kind of thing. So, I'm assuming it more depend upon memory and CPU power. I'm how much CPU and memory I'm consuming from their server. Anything related to server is comes into the workflow unit. I'm just assuming, not very sure about it because they have not. Okay, they have put a list of what all activity type counted against the workflow unit. All the scheduled API workflow, database trigger, recurring workflow, all the work in an on-page workflow that consists entirely of a client. Okay, whatever you done at a client side is not going to count it. At least in the workflow. File uploads, all the file uploads. So the transfer and storage of file is not included in the workflow. So your storage will be counted against your file storage transfer. I don't know. Page load. Whenever the first time it render. And also when you refresh the page, it kind of not reload from the scratch. It take data from the cookies and everything. So I am assuming if you are multiple times refreshing your page, it will not count as a workflow unit. And even I don't know if you make create a new things, will it count as a one workflow unit, two workflow unit, three workflow unit? We don't have any clarity on it. Inbound API call. Inbound API calls basically workflow API, all the API you call from the Bubble API connector, data API, everything. Data export, all the fetching operation and everything. Auto binding is going to cost you a lot because every time user data is changed, it will count against the workflow unit. So this is right now kind of thing. It appears in your work. If you go in your logs and see workflow users, just go on your apps and see how many. Go to your logs and see how many workflow unit against your for last month, and then refer this pricing table where it on this pricing table and see how much it is going to cost you with the new bubble pricing change. Go check it out and see how it goes. Okay, now comes to okay. So you can when you click over this, it will show okay, which page is causing how many calls and everything. How much workflow is okay. So that's the how much workload will I need. So this is they come up with their own interpretation. Internal scheduling app tool require 30K unit that will cost 32 dollar. Rental marketplace will cost 4 million workload unit and it will cost you $450. So see how it is affecting you and all. How do I choose the pickup plan? The same thing. Okay, they are saying workload unit this much, but when you go there, Tier 1 have a 200K workload unit. But here is saying you even on like 600K, you will pay $29 per month. That's it. So that is something I'm not able to understand it. And on the Tier 2 750K, but here they are saying approx 2 million you need to pay, like a 2 million minus 600, 6 lakh, that is 1.5 million. It's costing you. I'm not very sure about it. So I'm not very sure. We are going to need. I'm not able to understand what exactly it is, but that is the basic. That is going to be very basic about like what is the bubble pricing and everything. Interesting thing, and I'm not very sure about it. If you use a SDK, JavaScript SDK into your bubble plugin, that will not count as a workflow unit because it is not calling a bubble server. This is just an assumption. If it is a true, then you can create any app SDK and call it. You will not get charged. Simple. So I don't know. This is just a. I need more clarity over this. So let's see how it goes and all. So that's the basic clarity. How you think about like, oh, till now screen has not shared. Wow. And even I have noticed that. Even I have not. Oh man. Bro, always be up. I just forget to switch the Oh man, shit. Okay, no issue. That's why no one has told me even. I think no one is watching me. Okay, no issue. Thank you everyone. So this is the basic about everything. How you feel like, tell me. And yeah, हेलो ताऊ जी नमस्ते. हाँ एकदम बढ़िया. हाँ हो गया, आप बताइए. हाँ. हाँ सुबह सुबह बारिश तो नहीं हो रही थी सुबह सुबह, बट मौसम ऐसा ही हो रहा था. ना ना.